I'm not with you. When I feel right now, girl, my body's calling. Hey, go to you. I might post.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, hello, my name is Brittany. I am on my way to 1,000 subscribers. If you are new or a returning viewer, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I told myself that I cannot purchase a camera until I hit 1,000 subscribers. So I need you guys' help. Subscribe to the channel so that I can feel good about purchasing this camera, because I really want to upgrade my equipment. I really want to bring quality to my channel, and the only way I feel comfortable doing that is by having 1,000 subscribers at least. So if you will, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you.
Say what you want to say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Something fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me.
Okay, so if you subscribe, thank you so much. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on Cue the Relations by Keesha Anderson and Jeremy Postell. If you know me, you know that I love to read. There's nothing new. However, a book review is something new to my channel. So if you like this book review and would like to see more, please go ahead and leave me a comment in the comments area down below so that I can do more, because I have more books. Again, my name is Brittany. I am an avid watcher of Keesha. She is part of my morning routine. I love to see her grow. I love to see her daughters. I've been watching this girl for years. I've seen her in college. I've seen her in different relationships. I've seen her grow her business. I've seen a lot of stuff just from looking at her YouTube and being subscribed as a viewer. Although I am a viewer and you know I love Keesha, I am also a realist. So this book review will actually be a real book review. I will give my honest opinions and recommendations and suggestions. I will not sugarcoat anything because I love Keesha. I will definitely be telling the truth and sharing my true thoughts. If you're not familiar with Keesha, I will give you a little bit of a background. She started vlogging her everyday life when she started college. She has over 500,000 subscribers here on this platform of YouTube. She's also very big on Instagram. She owns her own hair company as well. It's called Got Links. She is the mother of 3 beautiful girls. She's a sister, she's a daughter, and she's also the girlfriend of Jeremy Postell. Jeremy Postell just so happens to be the co-author of this book. He entered Keesha's life about 3 years ago, and he is the father of her 3 beautiful daughters. The book consisted of 4 chapters. In the first chapter, titled The Last Girl, both Keesha and Jeremy basically discussed past relationships. Keesha went into depth about her relationship with women and another guy, and toxic experiences that she went through with everyone that she's had encounters with. Jeremy also talked about his last girl. Basically it seems like it was some high school lover that he was crazy about, and he also talked about another female that helped him out in college. The second chapter was titled And Then There Was You. That chapter was more so about when Jeremy and Keesha became friends. Basically Keesha went into Jeremy's DMs and basically put out there that she was interested in him, and he was out of town at that time and he came back to Atlanta. They met up and he has not left her side since that day. She talked about how she was planning to get baptized. He wanted to go with her that next day, and they went and done that, and he basically moved in immediately and was helping her with her business at first, and how he contributed to her life. And she explained how the internet looked at her as a person who basically took care of Jeremy, and how that really wasn't true, how he really contributed in some type of form of fashion. Either that was coming to her photo shoots, taking orders to the post office, or just basically giving her space to do what she needed to do her job, which is YouTube, managing her own company. The third chapter was No Turning Back, which is where Keesha, how can I say this? She talked about how her and Jeremy had relationship problems. I remember her doing a documentary. In that documentary, she said that Jeremy had cheated on her, and she forgave him. However, in this book, he mentioned the fact that he cheated on her then, and he also cheated on her, well, not cheated, I guess, per se, but how he had relations with another woman during an off time, or whenever it happened. He had relations with another woman, and from those relations with that other woman, he fathered a child outside of their little family that they built already with him, her, and the 3 little girls. The 4th chapter was basically, it ends here. In that chapter, the main speaker was Jeremy. He basically took ownership of what he done to Keesha, he expressed how bad he felt. He said that he was sorry, he apologized, and he's doing everything that he needs to do to make up for what he done. He really broke my girl's heart, and you can tell that he knows what he's done, but he also ended with the fact that she will be his wife soon. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion. Now, I would like to say that this book had me so emotional because I'm a true key. Like, I love watching Keesha. I love her channel. And knowing that Jeremy, her boyfriend, done this to her really, really hurt me, because I can tell, like, in the book, she was somewhat, defending him, and she was basically pointing out, to me, I felt like the whole book was basically, this is why I'm staying with him. We went through this. I went through this. I didn't know this. This happened, and I'm gonna forgive him because I went through this type ordeal. He contributed to the book, so it was like, this is my past, and this is what I went through, and this is why this happened, and I'm sorry. It really, really, really touched me because I have a soft spot. I have a soft spot for women with similar backgrounds to mine, women who are African American or Black women in general. I have a really soft spot because, the world is just, if you are a Black woman, you know how the world treats us, and it's sad when men can come into our lives and turn it upside down. They can we could be on the high and we will lose focus for a man. We will fall off for a man and they would just ruin us and leave us so hurt. We will be broken and confused and just under this, I don't know, like we just, certain men can come into our lives and just take over, and it goes bad. It goes bad, especially when something like what Jeremy has done to Keesha happens. I want to read some parts from the book, if you don't mind. If you have time, I want to read some parts of it. So in chapter 1, I'm not going to know all the chapters, but I know that this is from chapter 1 because this is the beginning. And you're going to see me looking down because I'm looking at my computer. In chapter 1, Keesha says, my mental health was so chopped and screwed that I was at risk of fully losing myself because I couldn't even trust the person that was in my head helping me to function. It most certainly didn't prepare me for the future relationships. And at the time, it only showed me I was too weak to leave a broken relationship that I knew was failing after the first year. Sometimes, after spending a certain amount of time with someone, you feel obligated to always remain loyal and committed to that person. But if someone deprives you of your self-respect, sense of happiness, and joy of life, then that is not a healthy relationship. Now, she wrote this in her first chapter when she was speaking about the past girl, or the girls in the past. I forgot the name of the chapter already. But she wrote that. But reading this reminds me of her current relationship. My opinion of this book is going to be a mixture of, you know, the actual book, my feelings, and the love that I have for Black women, the love that I have for Keesha. So just bottle all this up into opinions, okay? Like I said, that passage that I just read, that is so sad because she wrote that talking about a past, but this actually relates to her current relationship from what I've read. Like, with her saying that that's not a healthy relationship, but it seems as if, you know, Jeremy has broken her trust. She can't trust him. I'm pretty sure she's not right mentally at this time. I'm pretty sure she's broken. She's not functioning well. She really don't know how to, I don't know how to put it. She's having to find out how to deal with it, and at times as a Black woman, like, I know we be wanting that happy family picture perfect, for us not to fall into the statistics of a single Black woman with a child, you know, kids fatherless. We don't want to fall into that, but at the same time, we settle, and that's just so unfortunate. And, you know, I just wish that we wouldn't. I wish that we would know our worth and know that we deserve self-respect, and boss up on guys who think they can come into our lives and ruin it or turn us upside down and make us so crazy about it. In another part, she wrote, I was so conditioned to the abuse that she would stop at nothing to continue to promise to change her mental abusive ways, and little did I know it would soon turn physical. Now, in the book, it didn't say anything about Jeremy turning physical, but again, this relates to her current relationship. Saying that she was conditioned to abuse and she would not stop at nothing to continue to promise. Not saying that, you know, I feel like, honestly, I guess I can only be real. I gotta share my opinion of Jeremy, because I am an avid Keesha watcher, and she did add him onto the channel. I would have to say that when he came into her life and he was added to her channel, you know, I was like, who is this guy that she's adding to her channel, and why is she doing that? And then when she did the name change of her channel, she added him, and I'm like, okay, what was the purpose of this? Was this so that they can have some type of income for him? I don't know what was her ordeal with that, because from what I see, he really doesn't help out on the channel with editing or nothing like that. He will get on and show us a cooking segment, and he is a funny guy. He does contribute into some laughter on the channel. However, overall, I would have to say that my view of him is like, what are you doing? Where are you at? Or how are you really contributing? Where is the big to do with you? Like, I want to see more from you. You're not really contributing into this woman that I've seen grow. Like, I want to see you feed into her in some type of way. With what happened, and for her to basically forgive him and to continue on, which is her prerogative, but for her to continue on and know that she's hurting on the inside, I'm pretty sure that he promised and gave her everything, that told her everything that she needed to hear, so that, you know, he could keep his family, which made me think of what she put, you know, the promises to change her mental abusive ways. I feel like, you know, promising to not cheat and be with other women, like, sometimes that can come off as manipulative, especially when you do it in a way, you hurt me, and then you turn around and you do it again, and you promise that you won't do it again, and it won't happen. You know, I just feel like she's experiencing the same thing, and, you know, I really hate to see it. I really hate to see it. They know what they need to do to get their way back into our hearts and make us see otherwise. Sometimes that could come from, you know, them telling you you're beautiful and just being all over you, giving that extra attention. They can come from them wanting to just cloud your space and be over you and around you and under you and beside you. Like, they want to do the most to keep your mind from thinking other things, from thinking that you could do better than them, from thinking that, you know, it's other fish in the sea that you could have. She also goes on to say, so how does one come to the conclusion of staying in such an unhealthy, toxic relationship when they know they deserve so much more? It's actually more common than you think. 3 out of 5 women all can recall a time when they stuck around in relationships with inconsistent forms of healthy boundaries. Now, even though she put this, I don't think she was, you know, advocating that this is okay, but she was basically expressing like, you know, this could happen to anybody. And if you are a viewer of this video, I want you to know that even though it could happen to anybody, it doesn't have to happen to you. You don't have to stick around in toxic relationships because it's a common thing to do. So yeah, if you're watching that, please know that. Some things in the book really stuck out to me as well concerning Jeremy. I'm gonna go ahead and read the little parts that I have highlighted for him. It says, the last girl changed my whole perspective of women, or at least how to appreciate the good ones. And by appreciate, I honestly mean thank God for blessing me with the opportunity to have such kind-hearted women love me unconditionally, especially when I was not deserving of their love. Now, this right here tells me that he have a history of dealing with women who can treat him and provide, like Keesha. Keesha may have monetary gifts, but he's also been blessed with good-hearted, kind women that he knew he didn't deserve. So that says a lot about him, how he will milk a woman when he knows he doesn't deserve her milk. He doesn't deserve her greatness. All right, and he goes on to say, I wasn't out here trying to be no reckless savage. I just wasn't that intentional with trying to be the perfect man to anyone, even though I played the role well. That really struck a nerve with me. He knows how to play the role well, which is very sad. He knows what a woman wants. He knows what Keesha wants. Keesha always wanted her perfect little family. She wanted to be a wife and a mother. From the time she started her channel, she's always said, I want to be a wife and a mother. And he just said that he doesn't have intentions on trying to be the perfect man. He was speaking of, the past, but also it shows that he's struggling with being a perfect man. Like, even now in his current time, he doesn't have it to give to our girl, or my girl. She might not be your girl, but she's my girl. He just doesn't have it, but he knows how to play the role well. Another part he wrote was, when I look back in hindsight to some of my most problematic behavior with women that I was in relationships with, it's because I wasn't honest enough to leave them alone when I knew my mental state was not in a position to commit. But most men are selfish, and like me, will proceed with women knowing we cannot meet half of the expectations that they have for us. I know it's not fair. Now, if this don't say a lot, you know what? It says a lot. It says everything. Like, sometimes as women, we just be blind. We don't be paying attention. We just so blinded by love that we miss certain things like this. As much as Keesha said that her and Jeremy, they shared, they got to know each other from the inside out. They got to know everything whenever, he came to Atlanta, and they spent a lot of time together. He, came into her life and haven't left since. These are some things that I'm pretty sure he said before. I mean, he put it in a book, so obviously she knows, this is the way this man thinks. This is the way he is. This is what he said. These are his words. This is who he is. Even though he's talking about the past again, I still see where he's not being honest enough to leave someone alone. Even though he's saying, when I knew my mental state was not in position, I just feel like, even though it's not his mental state per se right now, but it's his ways. He as a man is not in position to take on someone like Keesha. He doesn't deserve her. He doesn't deserve her, and it's so unfortunate. He knows that he doesn't deserve her, but that's something that he's used to. That's something that he's admitted to doing, basically taking advantage, knowing, you know, good women can contribute to his life, but he's not deserving of their love. And it just is really bad. It's really bad. I want to back it up a little to where Keesha was explaining that her and Jeremy did not rush into a relationship. Basically, when he moved here, he moved in with Keesha immediately, and he hasn't left her side since. She discussed how in the beginning, you know, she basically, her and Jeremy talked about it, that, you know, they could see other people. They both realized that they wasn't what it needed to be internal to be with each other, which is good. But she stated that they were still trying to be involved, but also was trying to give each other their space, and how they basically agreed that they could see other people still, but they was coming back to her apartment together. Now, I want to say something about that. When a man is truly for you, and wants you, there's no way he's gonna let you walk out an apartment and possibly go on a date with somebody else. When he want you, that man want you. You're not gonna be able to do that. And I think it just would have been best if y'all really took it slow. Like, him not moving at all. You really get to know him. You really get to find out things. You get to find, even though he's not in your face, you can still see his movement. You know, he's not putting on to show you this real good guy, because if he's right there in your face, he has no choice but to do good. But let him go. Let him go. See what they do, and then you observe. That's what should have happened here, but it didn't. And I just want to say, like, when stuff like that happens, when a man comes to you and they say, oh, you can do what you want to do, you don't have to, you don't have to report back to me, it ain't serious. It ain't that serious. Either if y'all do end up in a relationship, it's because he's become comfortable with you. He likes the idea of you, per se, but if he letting you go or saying that it's okay that you do this, it's not there. It's really not there. Alright, so I'm gonna fast forward to when Jeremy cheated the first time. In the book, Keesha says, I was emotionally unavailable to Jeremy because I was so wrapped up in prayer, hoping that I didn't miscarry again. I truthfully did neglect all aspects of being an available girlfriend. We were high risk, and the doctor informed us at 10 weeks that due to the risk of the babies, we were not to have sex until we delivered. Now, to me, that sounds like an excuse to defending Jeremy for cheating. He should definitely be held accountable. Just because the doctor told you that and you was praying, you know, and hoping that you wouldn't miscarry again, and you neglected him, you know, those are the tough times. Those are times when men need to step up and do whatever they can. But your man chose to go and cheat on you. Keesha, girl, that says a lot. That says a lot, and that's not good. That is not good. Even though that happened, Keesha, you still didn't deserve that. He should be able to keep it in his pants and be understanding. Black women, any woman for that matter. She also said that people are going to do what they want to do despite a title, a ring, a pregnancy, or even a vow to God. These are her words, and I just want her to read her own words again. I hope that, you know, she takes that into consideration. I'm gonna read them again. People are going to do what they want to do despite a title, a ring, a pregnancy, or even a vow to God. Meaning, if he's making promises to you, he's still gonna do what he wants to do regardless. He's done it while you was pregnant. He's done it without a ring. He's done it with a title. It's here. If a man can ruin 2 pregnancies for you, and you still decide to stick around, what more could he do to know that you ain't with the shits? What more can he do to let you know that he may not be on your level right now? I don't want to call Jeremy a bad person. He's a man, you know. He's a guy who is in his prime years, basically. And when guys are in their prime years, prime, the key word is prime. They just get stuff thrown at them. Sometimes they can't handle it and they fall prey to beautiful faces and fat booties and stuff like that. It's up to us women to be able to recognize that he's in his prime. He can't do nothing for me but hurt my feelings. I know sometimes he may be fine as hell. Sometimes he, you know, can have money. Sometimes, you know, he can lay it down. But if you know that this is gonna lead to some bullshit, you need to let that man go. Let him go. She says, of course I made it clear to him that if he fathered a child with another woman, that I could never ever forgive him. Now, I would have to say, if you're choosing to stay with somebody who you know you will never ever be able to fully forgive, you're gonna have trust issues. That shit is gonna bother you mentally. That is gonna fuck with your head. It is gonna eat at your brain. It's gonna make you do crazy things. You're gonna want the password to the Instagram. You're gonna want to know the location. You're gonna want, it's just gonna be miserable. You have to ask yourself, do I really want to live like this? Do I want to forgive this person and honestly forgive them and let it go? Or do I want to deal with the mental problems that it's gonna bring on? Fortunately, for Keesha, there's gonna be a constant reminder of this thing that Jeremy has done. It's gonna be a constant reminder, and I just don't see it being a happy and healthy ever after. I really don't. As women, we hold on to stuff. We don't forget. We remind you, and we remind ourselves, even though we can say we let it go. Baby, the same way you can talk about your toxic relationships and how they contributed to the person that you are, it's still showing that that's still in you. You still have it in you. People have baggage no matter what. So choosing to stay, again, is your business, but I really don't see, I don't know, I feel like ever since Jeremy came into Keesha's life, I'm gonna tell you what type of person Keesha is. Keesha is the type of person who changed up her intros to her channel every month. She, with her hair company, she was promoting and marketing, having photo shoots. She was doing the absolute most, and I love it. Since Jeremy has came into her life, it seems like everything that we gravitated towards when it came to her is slowly diminishing away. And sometimes, like I said earlier, men can come into your life and change it upside down to where we're just doing things differently. The same thing that was, you know, making her viewers come back for more, or making her customers come back to purchase, it's not there. I don't see her putting stuff into her business and, you know, her channel like she used to. And she was big before she met him. She will be big if she chooses not to stay with him. And as a viewer, and a passionate viewer, I just want to let my girl know that it's okay. It's okay if you choose not to be with him, because viewers like me are going to be there to support you no matter what. It's just so sad to see you going through this and you continue to stay and not realize your worth, or realize that you deserve more respect. I want to end this by saying that if you're a woman and you're viewing this, it's important when we try to find our match or our person. It's very important that we look at what this person can actually contribute to our lives, bring to the table, and how well they could carry us. It takes a special type of man to come into an independent woman's life and show her, I'm here, I'm with you, I can carry us, and I got this. Let me handle this for you. I don't get that from Jeremy at all. What I get from him is a person who still needs time to grow. And with Keesha being high profile, 3 daughters, own business, large platform, she don't have time for that. She don't have time to be dealing with somebody who needs to grow still. It's okay to let that man go and grow on his own, and when he get his stuff together, a man could come into your life then. But you don't want a man to cloud your space and knock you off your tracks. It's very important that you make sure that a man can carry you. Even though we don't need him, he still needs to be able to get you and carry you still. I don't see that from Jeremy. I'm sorry, I don't see that. But Jeremy ended it saying, and now that we have healed as a family, it's time for me to take my knee as a man, and I pray to God I hear a yes. Don't marry this man. Don't marry this man. He doesn't deserve you. Don't marry a man like this, women. Men like this, they don't deserve women like us. They really don't. In a recent video that Keesha posted, she said that she's not okay. She's not letting Jeremy off the hook as, you know, what it may seem. She's picking up the camera and carrying on basically like nothing has happened, because she has a job to do. But inside she is hurting, and she has not fully healed. But Jeremy said that they have healed as a family. That tells me that he's thinking he's gotten away with something that this girl is still hurting for. No. There's a miscommunication here. Don't marry that man. Do not marry that man. So that's my book review and my personal thoughts and my opinions all wrapped in one. Would I recommend this book? Yes, because it is definitely a page turner. It is a page turner. It's so juicy. When she goes into detail about her past relationship with women, that one particular guy, and Jeremy, he gives his background as well. You get to see where he coming from and his train of thought, his relationship with his dad, and you know how things went down. Get the book. If you haven't purchased it already, go ahead and get the book. I do want to end this by saying I didn't film this to bash anybody. I filmed this because I love reading, and she's one of my favorite YouTubers, and of course I was gonna do a book review. I bought the book and I got a channel. I'm a new YouTuber, so I reviewed the book. If you like this book review and would like to see more, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.
For you,
For me.
each day. And I will always love you. Girl, I will always